What's up, party people? It's another episode of Who Asked You podcast. I'm your host, Studi 2 Groovy, and this is my wonderful co-host, Kiki Akhenaten. How's it going tonight?
It's going pretty good, as usual.
Yes. First off, I'd like to say please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. We're at 99 subscribers, so I need that hundo. We need that Benjamin. So that would be awesome if we could get some more likes, shares, and y'all been good with the comments, so just hit that notification bell. Okay, today we're going to be gearing towards a lot of financial conversations. We have a guest coming in later, and before he comes in, we're going to, how we usually do, we knock down some topics, and then we get into it. Our first topic of tonight's show is about a black surgeon. Let me pull my screen up and then let the amazing Kim take over.
Mm-hmm.
Can everyone see that?
Yep. A black surgeon successfully performed first ever transplant surgery to cure deafness. So we had one person had gloves for deafness to speak through them. Now he did a transplant surgery to cure it. So
Yeah.
his name is somewhere. What is it?
Hold on one second.
Right there.
Professor Mashudu Tisifularo. Sorry, that I probably butchered your name, but
our bad.
Yeah.
But that is awesome. Another great, former black
accolade. Yes. It says I'm not gonna mess up his name again.
Mm-hmm.
Became the first surgeon in the world to successfully perform a transplant surgery that allowed a 35-year-old recipient whose middle ear was completely damaged in a car accident to hear again. It says the procedure effectively replaces the hammer, anvil, and stirrup, the ossicles, smallest bones in the body that make up the middle ear. 3D printing technology was used to print these bones and then used in the surgery to reconstruct the ossicles. I believe that's how you pronounce that.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations to him. Like, another milestone, another reason to feel amazing. Now, our guest is in right now. I'm going to bring him in and introduce him to everybody. 1 second, please. Hello, sir. One moment, you guys.
What's going on? How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. How you doing today?
Better than amazing. Overcoming some type of little bug. Nothing like the corona stuff, but just a little chest cold. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, the season is changing, and you know how that goes.
We flew to London, and I wasn't ready for the weather out there. We was out there in London. We was sightseeing, being tourists and stuff like that, and that wind hit different than being in Houston. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Right.
The wind, it was wet. It was just different. It was different out there.
I mean, how is the weather there? Because in Houston, because I'm in Atlanta right now, we keep either get like extreme rain or it's like hot as hell outside.
Yeah. Well, so earlier today it was about 78. You know what I'm saying? 78. It was real good, real chill. Wasn't too hot at all. It was just great weather, and that's what we used to. You know, a lady that was she was talking to us about how she visited Houston, and she just didn't understand how it was 82 degrees on Christmas Day. That's not something that she was used to. She was used to, being in the snow. And I was like, hey, I'm about to be 30 at the end of this month. This is my golden year. I turned 30 on the 30th, and I've only been in 3 total snow situations in my entire life in Houston.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Michigan originally, so I'm just used to snow. Period. I
Yeah.
hate it, but I am very used to it. So when I come to the southern states, it is amazing. I'd never complain. It's
No.
because it's like it's different.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm in Illinois, so I'm struggling here.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's actually in the 60s today, just cool breeze. We're fine.
Awesome.
So we're good. It's about time. I'm tired. I'm tired of snow. A whole 3 months straight with snow. That's what we would get. So
I would move.
every time I'm in Chicago, work. Everything is down. And near the water,
Yeah.
Okay, well, our next article is going to be work related. Unfortunately, in this post-racial society, so-called post-racial society, we have yet another example why it's not. But I will share my screen so you guys can know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. And mind you, in the world of in the massive world of problems that we have, this may be small, but I feel like it's worthy to note. Okay, so Black Olive Garden hostess speaks out after her manager complied with customers' request for a non-black server. Um, It says the manager of Evansville, Indiana, Olive Garden is out of a job after allegedly complying with a customer's request not to be served by African American staff members. The incident unfolded last Saturday at the eatery on Green River Road. Amira Donahue was the hostess on duty at the time when the woman's request for hot water soon took an ugly turn. Now, there's not really much to that except for the fact that there's another example of us being where we're not wanted, and we keep saying that discrimination doesn't exist, and we're in a new age. But as you can see, it's still the same thing. And when I talk about segregation, then I get called a racist. But if you were in a society where you would be served by black people and they're black, how would that situation even come up? What are your thoughts on that, DL?
Two things. Number one, the person who requested that was interesting. Number one, because I think that black people culturally give some of the best customer service. Just because of where at least where I'm from, Southern hospitality is huge. You know what I'm saying? Like we yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, and we know that we work for our tips, so we gonna be on time. We're gonna do what we need to do because the better we work, we know that the bigger we're gonna get our tips. Well, they're gonna get their tips. I don't, so that's interesting. Number one. Number two, for the manager, it's twofold on that one because as a manager, how can you tell it's like you comply because you have a quote unquote customer and a quote unquote quota to hit, but you got to know that fine line and say, you know what, that's unacceptable. I can't comply with that because it goes against my morals. Number one. Number two, this is very, very it's racist pretty much. So this is the person that's going to be serving you. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be hosting you? You know what I'm saying? You're just going to have to live with that because whether or not the person is black or white, your water's still going to be hot. That's just how I feel about it.
What about you, Kim? How do you feel?
Now, I don't want to sound like that person or anything. Like I know this state, but when it comes to Indiana, that's kind of common. Like it's pretty common in Indiana, some parts, of course, because there are some, like, whether you guys believe it or not, Indiana and Illinois don't like each other for a reason. And this is one of the main this is one of the main
beef.
Yeah, it's weird. Honestly, and it's like it's something that people have known. So it's like I'm trying to really put this in. I was gonna go for what you said, Studi.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just because, you know, discrimination, racism, whatever you want to call it, is not happening to you, or you don't see it as often, doesn't mean that it's not happening.
Right.
We don't have a lot of people talking about this, and it gets old to the point where I'm used to it. I'm not even surprised.
See, but it's like the immediate response should have been, "Ma'am, I want you to leave my establishment because those aren't our values."
Yes.
Like, where's the if you have an employee who's working hard for you and making sure that they get on work on time and they're doing their job, then that's where your loyalty should lie. Because sad to say, without employees, you have no business.
Yes.
Without cooperation,
Mm-hmm.
without cooperation, you have nothing. You have an unstable foundation, and all that did was show that, oh, my boss don't care about me.
Yes.
I must be that dispendable if you can just hear one person's request and not stand your ground and not defend me.
And here's the thing, most people, and I've been through there. I mean, I've been through that. Most of these managers do not care. Either suck it up and keep working, or leave. Like, they don't care. They really don't. And I was one of those people, like, honestly. So
As a server,
coming from having a manager that just didn't, it doesn't matter how you feel. You can get treated like crap as long as the customers are coming, the money is coming. They don't care about how you feel, or, you know, they don't. And it doesn't matter who you are either. My manager back then was a black woman. Didn't give a fuck. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't think it's a racial thing. I think it's like when small people get a little bit of power, they become out of control.
Yep.
And I think that was a nice example of that, and more racial evidence that we aren't as united as they try to pretend that we are. Okay, and since we're coming off of a job topic, I want to get into Black employment. I found some statistics and things of that nature about the type of jobs and things that we normally get, you know. Got this off of blackdemographics.com. Okay. It says Black men, 66% are employed, 6% is unemployed, 27% is not even in the labor force, versus all of the United States has 79% employed, 3% unemployed, and 17% not in the labor force. Black women is 70% employed, 5% unemployed, and 25% not in the labor force. So us Black men are even behind in that. We're in the last place. That's what it looks like. It says in 2017, about 73% of Black men ages 25 to 64 were in the labor force, including 66% who were employed, 6% who were unemployed, and 1% in the armed forces. This compares to the 83% of all men nationwide who are in the labor force. People who are not in the labor force are not looking for work for various reasons, like full-time school, disabled, homemaker, etc. Black women have made the greatest strides recently. This is like back in 2017. 35% of employed Black women have jobs in management, business, science, and arts occupation, up from 33% in 2011, compared to 24% of employed Black men. As a matter of fact, 65% of working Black women held white-collar occupations compared to 42% of Black men. 36% of employed Black men hold blue-collar occupations compared to 9% of the Black women. What do you guys think about those statistics right now? Is that like a good sign? Is that a bad sign to you? Is that ridiculous? Like, how do y'all feel about that? About our percentage? Percentages.
During that time, I would say it don't talk about any of them being entrepreneurs. Like I wasn't looking for no job back then. Like,
Right.
like where do I fit? You know, so I don't know. You know, sometimes statistics can be in a situation where it's like, how many of them was entrepreneurs? That's my question. You know, like I'm definitely not looking in the labor force because that's just not where I'm currently at. My mindset is a little bit different when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, having a job.
Yeah. Can you expound on that? Because I feel the same way. I have my rant in in waiting.
Um, I think a job is a good place to start, but not the best place to finish. Meaning that I think that jobs teach you work ethic. I think job teaches you you know, responsibility in the beginning, of, you know, doing things when you don't want to sometimes, and that's definitely something that's needed on the other side, being an entrepreneur, uh,
Right.
because you can't call off. You know what I'm saying? There's no such
Hmm.
thing as business can't get done because I don't feel like it. It's like, nah, I'm the CEO and I'm the employee, so I got to do it. So that's just my situation. But a job for me is to me, begging for or going to get a job right now is like me asking for death at this point because I love my freedom. I love
Right.
I love my, like, a lady messed me up when I was 18 years old. She asked me this question because I was working at Home Depot on the merchandising execution team. She
Hmm.
said, this is the question. She said, can I buy an hour of your life for less than $10? At the time, I was making $9.47, something like that. And she said, that's what you're telling people. If you work a job, that your life is worth less than $10 an hour. And it was really before taxes. So it's really worth less than that. And so
Right.
when she said that, I felt like, man, I'm worth so much more. And she said, this is not what you're telling these people that's paying you, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And so now, being an entrepreneur 11 years, I have no need for a job. I know that um, you can be on two sides of this table. You know,
Hmm.
you can be in that giving out a job tape side or asking for a job. And if you ask for a job, the person who's going to give you a job is going to tell you how much you're going to make. And
Right.
that paycheck determines your overall lifestyle. My lifestyle is totally different from when I had a job. Your lifestyle is predicated on that job. The car you drive, the clothes you wear, the food you eat, the neighborhood you live in, the school your kids go to. Because only in the good part of the city you have the excellent schools. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
it's that job and that paycheck is just so different. And like I can't see myself asking, you know, God no, asking permission to go to lunch at a certain time,
And go
asking
to the bathroom.
breathe, asking permission to go ahead and get a vacation. That's
Hmm.
like, no, like if I want to do something, I'm gonna do it, and that's just how it is. Like people can't tell me my body's supposed to get hungry right around 12:30. I get hungry right
Right.
around 15. No, you know, and I wanna enjoy my food for an hour,
Hmm.
not do this whole 30-minute joint. So
Hmm.
I mean, that's just I can go on forever about that, but yeah, that's just what it is on that.
Nah, that's big facts. Kim, how do you feel about that?
From what he said, I'm kind of glad that I don't feel alone because I'm not even 21, so I'm trying to get to that my like you know, but hopefully before I'm even 25. Like I don't really, even with the job I have now, I obviously I don't see myself staying there. So it's just like, the hard, I guess the hardest part is just finding out like where to start because
Hmm.
they don't teach you this in school, man, and they're not going to. So
Right.
that's the hard part, especially in I'm only going to speak in the black community because I'm black, so I can't really say anything. But we don't, but our people don't know anything about entrepreneurship, how to anything about trade. Not even in trading and investing in stocks and anything.
Right.
Those are two main things somebody would tell me what to do if I want to be successful or have like the life of my own. Because I do like to value my own time. Like,
Yes.
I'm not fit for a 9 to 5. I'm just not. I'm not fit for whatever society tells us to do. And I know that. I don't think anybody is. It shouldn't be like that in the first place.
Right.
So at this point, this statistics of this or just looking at this, I'm not really impressed. I mean, like what he said, what are they talking? Is it entrepreneurship or just actually having a real job? If it's a real job, somebody like me don't feel like I should be looking at this. I need to have my own. So
Right. I definitely agree with both of your sentiments about it. One thing that I know is that people are either buyers or sellers, nothing in between. So you have to pick a side. Are you a worker? Because if you are, then be the best worker you can be. But everybody's not built that way. Everybody cannot function having a massa. I'm one of them. Okay. In that aspect of the stereotype, black men can't keep a job. That was me for a long time because I don't like people telling me what to do. I don't like being controlled. I don't like being disrespected. There's only so many times I can swallow my words or let stuff slide to keep a job that's barely paying me. And I can't even listen to music to get my work done. Like, it's not worth it. Yes, I've been an entrepreneur for, I'll say for 3 months now. Like I don't have a job. All the coins that I get, I'm busting my ass doing what I have to do, right? I have not been more happy than now because I don't have somebody talking down on me or over my shoulder telling me what I need to and not to do. Facts. Yeah, that's why I said people are born I guess you're either a worker or ruler, I guess. But
somebody said nobody can be a boss. Everybody can be a boss.
Yeah,
it's everybody can be a boss, but everybody can be a partner. That's one thing you gotta understand. Everybody can be a partner. You can partner with different people's visions. I understand. When I go teaching across the world, there are three ways that people actually make money. You know what I'm saying? Number one, OPI, which is other people's ideas. Somebody else may have the idea, and you can actually twist it and become wealthy. There's many examples of that. Somebody decided that we need shoes on our feet. Now you've got 100, maybe even 1,000 different shoe companies. Somebody decided, let's go ahead and sell hamburgers. And you got McDonald's who started it out as a franchise. Then you got Burger King. Then you got Wendy's, you know what I'm saying? And they said, let's spin it a little bit. Let's sell our product square because we don't believe in cutting corners. You know what I'm saying? Like you can have an idea. And, even Mark Zuckerberg, I was just on Facebook, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't his idea. He stole the Winklevoss twins' idea and actually used it to create Facebook. The second one is OPE, other people's efforts, right? And that's what we're talking about with, how bosses do or CEOs do. They actually employ other people's efforts, meaning that they have people working for them, right? They're like, if you were somebody that was like at a Chick-fil-A, you have a Chick-fil-A franchise, you're not going to be the person that's the franchise owner. You do the French fries. You make sure all the chicken nuggets are right, the chicken patties are right, the buns are right, everything is packaged in the little foil paper, making sure that the lemonade and you're not going to do all of those individual jobs. You're going to hire people on those efforts, and you're going to actually keep your freedom. The third way would be, Mark Zuckerberg did that too. He hired other programmers outside of himself. Then the third one was the OPM, other people's money. It may not be your money that lifts off your business or your idea. It may be a loan. It may be credit, a line of credit, right? It may be just angel investors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we think about it again, Mark Zuckerberg, he didn't have the money, but he actually borrowed the money from his college roommate, Ricardo Saverin. And that's how he now is one of the youngest billionaires in the world. He employed other people's ideas, money, and efforts and created Facebook. So you don't have to be the person to say, I'm the boss. You can say I'm a partner. and employ any one of those situations. Get yourself in a situation where you're financially free.
Because the sad truth about it is that he probably took what eventually was Facebook into the biggest realms that it could have been. And if he didn't do what he did, possibly we wouldn't even have Facebook. And like that program probably would have stayed as a college, forum. So I definitely get what you're saying, but I mean that shows how capitalism and entrepreneurship goes hand in hand, because you have to be ready for that strike, or you're gonna miss out, or be screwed over, or get your stuff taken. Okay, so the next article I want to bring up is something we, if you care, you will want to know this, because this is like very, very serious. It says median wealth of Black Americans will fall to zero by 2053, warns new report. Study predicts huge and growing gulf between white U.S. households and everyone else could be disastrous for future of America's middle class, which we already know. Like, if you're an adult and you pay bills and you have kids and all that, all these expenses, you know that they're like the middle class is shrinking. Like, we know that the middle class almost doesn't even exist. What do you guys think about that? Because 2053 not too far. I mean, what was it? 2053. That's not too far. We will probably still be alive when that happens.
33 years, man.
Hopefully, we are still alive.
Absolutely.
What do y'all think about that?
Propaganda. That's what it is. Somebody has an agenda, and they're speaking their agenda that they want to happen. That's my situation. How I feel about it. With some of the people that are with the knowledge that we have right now, and how social media is bringing people closer together, and how Black people are winning at an all-time high right now. I don't see how that is a thing. You got Black excellence, you got Black entrepreneurship. Like, I look at my mentor that is on the cover of Black Enterprise magazine, did 10.2 million. I think that that's just propaganda. Somebody wants to sell you a story to buy into. People understand that through your eye gates, through your ear gates, is how things get to your heart, right? And what some people do is they use spiritual principles for negativity. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Use the spiritual principles. They say write the vision and make it plain on tablets, so he that may see it may run with it. But if I that's the positive thing to do. If I want to put a goal out there, I can write my goal down, and if I see it consistently, boom, I'm gonna be running. But if I put doubt on the wall, if I put something negative on the wall, I'm gonna see that over and over again, and that's gonna be an affirmation in my head that's gonna plant a seed of doubt that's literally going to make that agenda go forward. So I don't buy into that.
So I don't want to go in. Saying that's a spell. That's because I believe, because before I let Kim take over with her opinion, I will say this. I'm not saying that AIDS ain't real or anything like that, but I just remember growing up seeing all these AIDS billboards, and I have yet, in all honesty, to meet somebody with AIDS or know anybody who's died from AIDS or any of that. Like, I don't know anybody. And I remember growing up, like in my teenage years, like I'm like scared of AIDS, like somebody gonna sneeze and I'm gonna catch it, which is kind of reminded me, now that I'm saying that, with the coronavirus situation. But go ahead, Kim.
So were they specific on why in the article?
Well, let's swing back here. Okay, I don't know if this will answer your question, but it says by 2020, which is now, median Black and Latino households stand to lose nearly 18% and 12% of the wealth they held in 2013, respectively, while median white household wealth increases by 3%. At that point, just 3 years from now, white households are projected to own 86 times more wealth than black households and 68 times more wealth than Latino households. Hold on, I got one more thing to read before I shut up. With the U.S. set to become majority minority by 2044, researchers say this spells major economic peril for the nation. As I'm reading this, I definitely see where you're coming from, DL. Because that's very racist. That's like racist to say in my eyes. But anyways, if the racial wealth divide continues to accelerate, the economic conditions of Black and Latino households will have an increasingly adverse impact on the economy right large, because the majority of U.S. households will no longer have enough wealth to stake their claim in the middle class. Did that answer your question?
Even if that was to be true, it wouldn't be our fault. We could even buy a fucking loan or get a loan or anything. So it's just like,
yeah, but we can't now.
For years, it wouldn't let us do anything to get to where we need to be. I can't even speak on Latinos, even though, I mean, I have family members. But it's just like, how are the hardest working people going to have nothing by the time
because you have to remember that robotics is getting more and more introduced, even in fast food restaurants. Like,
I didn't want to put that in.
Well, it has to be, though.
I wanted to make that a little bit to like a whole different type of, situation.
Okay. Okay, I'll slide on that then. But okay, I got one more set of statistics I want to show. Well, two more really. The next one I'm going to do is about Black-owned businesses, since that's what we're talking about. Okay, Black-owned businesses in the United States increased 34.5% between 2007 and 2012, totaling 2.6 million Black firms. More than 95% of these businesses are mostly sole proprietorship or partnerships, which have no paid employees. About 4 in 10 Black-owned businesses, 1.1 million in 2012, operated in the healthcare, social assistance, and other services such as repair, maintenance, personal, and laundry service sectors. I wonder if those numbers have increased or decreased since then. I'm going to focus. Black-owned businesses create 1 million jobs, which is enough to employ 4% of the working age Black population, and with annual revenues of $187.6 billion, they could give every working age Black Americans a check for $7,000 a year, every year. White-owned businesses, on the other hand, creates 55.9 million jobs, which is enough to employ 44% of the working age white population, and with annual revenues of $12.9 trillion, they could give every working age white American a check for $102,000. Now, that could be more racial rhetoric, but honestly, I know that.
I think that actually is accurate. If you take out, let's take about just MAGA. You know what I'm saying? For real, you talk about Amazon, Google,
yeah,
Walmart. These are white-owned companies, so I can agree with that, right? I mean,
yeah.
Black people work for them. Like, when people just only say that the white-owned businesses provide for white families, that's like nonsense. That second part on the breakdown, that part was nonsense. Like, they don't, because it's like rules in place to have certain amount of minorities working for your company. You know? You can't just have an all-white company. That just don't happen. You know what I'm saying? So,
but most of the time they keep. Okay, because some people might disagree with me, but statistics and the things that I've researched show otherwise. So I'm going to ask you as a business owner, have you saw in your life so far that Black women get the managerial positions over Black men in white-owned companies for the most part? Like supervisor, management, things of that nature?
I'm gonna say the Black managers that I've seen, yeah, they have been female. I've seen, don't get me wrong, I have seen some male supervisors and managerial positions, but the quantity has been women, and that is, I feel like that is, it may be purposeful, maybe be intentional. I mean, equal rights did a lot. Equal rights did a lot to our overall demographic as a people. Yes, the agenda was to get equal pay, and that did something to the foundation of the household, which also, you know what I'm saying, could have furthered a different agenda based off of, you know what I'm saying, the gym, not even Jim Crow, my man from the West Indies, Willie Lynch.
Yeah.
Lynch, you know, put the male against the female against the male.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's it was, you know what I'm saying? It's
mission accomplished, huh?
It's a touchy subject on that one. You know what I'm saying? We want women to be equally paid. You know what I'm saying? And seen as valued. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Correct.
Very much so. It's just, with that being said, what agendas or what is our new role as men? You know what I'm saying? Does that struggle? Do you have an identity struggle in that? You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those situations where you'd be like, I'm the provider of the family, and the woman makes more money. It may or may not be a situation there.
Yeah. How do you reassess?
It just depends on what type of man and family you have, and if the woman, you know what I'm saying, kind of holds that as a trophy. It just depends.
Now, Kim, I got two questions for you. One, as a Black woman, how do you feel about what we've been saying? And two, because of the dynamics and the way things are, where women are, y'all doing y'all thing, especially, you know, Black women with education and businesses and all that stuff. I done seen so many boutiques and people doing hair and selling hair and all that. Y'all doing y'all thing. Because y'all are doing that, what do you feel? I know you're not 21 yet, but I'm saying, what do you feel a man's role should be? Because that provider ticket is kind of snatched away in this day and age. What do you think? And any female in the comment, please tell me your opinion so I can post it up there, because I'm very curious.
Okay. The whole provider ticket thing. I mean, I don't really think, the only thing I can say is just be a supporter. If anything, just be a supporter. If we're doing our thing, we're doing our thing. I mean, and that's pretty much what you can do, is just be a good support to us, and that could boost us somehow. You know, just using your energy. But I mean, I've seen women do many things by themselves beautifully. So it's just like, with no one. So it's just like, the best you can do is just be a good support system. That's pretty much, if anything, it's pretty much all we. I don't want to speak for anybody because I don't know. But if I was in that position, that's pretty much all I would want. Just support. Just give me the support. You know, have my back. And that's pretty much all I can say.
So don't be hating on your girl, is what she's saying.
Yes.
Slide to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Haters in the comment. Not just playing. Nah, but Okay, so let's get into it. You are a network marketer, correct?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm a businessman who uses the platform of network marketing to
Okay.
distribute products and to create freedom. I'm just not a network marketer now. I have been doing network marketing since 18, so this is the only industry that I've thrived and been been successful in, because it was the only one that made sense to me at 18 years old.
Mhm.
So how did you actually get your start? Like when you're 18, what pushed you to get into this field,
Mm.
or at least dip your toe in it?
Well, when I first was introduced, I was introduced by a girl that stayed across the street from me. I thought she liked me, just being real. She invited me to an event. I went, and it turned out to be a network marketing meeting. Company called Primerica. That was my first company. I did really really well in that company, by mental growth and belief in myself is where that happened. I didn't do well financially. I was there 2 years and 4 months, made a little bit over $4,300 the entire time I was there. Not a month. That was committed. So it was a struggle financially. However, that's where I actually started seeing better. I saw something different than what was paved out for me. You know what I'm saying? As far as a traditional, what I was going to school for. I was going to school for air traffic controlling, being an aviation technician. Air traffic controller in aviation. And I was like, you know what? These people, they're very, very, they've been there a long time. This is a very stressful job. Been one of the top aviators at the air traffic control tower that was visited. The gentleman had a little bit over, you know, to get to his level, he was there over 20 years, made about $116,000 a year, and he was stressful. He was stressed out. So I was like, yo, that's not what I want to do. When I was introduced to the company, I seen people that was happy about what they were doing, and they were making annual income monthly, and they had freedom. They had their kids around, and I said, yo, I want that, and I
Right.
want us to not be in a situation where I was pre-programmed to not look for. I wasn't. I was blessed to not. My mom came from a small town, so the mindset of pyramid schemes and all that other stuff, it wasn't implanted in my mama because they only knew regular jobs. They didn't even know about other opportunities out there. So
Right.
she didn't know to pre-program me to not look at certain things. So I
So
was,
can I ask you a question?
yeah,
Can I ask you what is the difference between network marketing and pyramid schemes?
absolutely. So the definition of a pyramid scheme is the exchange of money without a product or a service being rendered, right?
Right.
So you say that, hey, listen, I'm gonna pay $500, and when I pay my $500, you get a piece, and she get a piece, and
Right.
that's the nature of the game. People just buying in, and people getting paid at different rates. There's no product, there's no service being exchanged. Network marketing is word of mouth or relationship marketing. It's taking a service or a product, getting from the manufacturer straight to the consumer without the use of traditional advertising. Is using relationships, you know what I'm saying? A friend telling a friend, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then there's different levels of leadership depending on the bigger your sales force is, the bigger your sales team is. That's how you can go up throughout the company, go up in ranks through the company. The bigger your organization, or the bigger the products you sell, depending on what kind of company you're in.
Right.
That is real products, real services, and real compensation plans. That's totally legal. That's why you have so many companies that are still up and running that are legal companies.
Right.
But anytime you don't have a product or a service, count me out.
It's time to run. All
Run,
right.
run fast.
So what area is most influential in brand building?
And brand building.
Yes.
Brand building takes time, because number one, in network marketing and in business and entrepreneurship by yourself, first you gotta build you up. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of stuff that's been put in here, that's not conducive for you winning in a big way in network marketing or in entrepreneurship at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of decluttering, and we like to really call it brainwashing.
Yeah.
It sounds like very taboo, but you gotta brainwash yourself, man. Like in network marketing or entrepreneurship, it's gonna go against some of the teaching that you was taught. Like,
Yeah.
Your parents told you don't talk to strangers. Well, where my customers gonna come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to talk to strangers. A lot of different things. So number one, build yourself. That's where once you build yourself, you'll have that good foundation that you'll be able to stand on, knowing that you're certain about who you are, and then belief in your product or your service. If you don't believe in your product or your service, you're a product of the product or whatever it is that you're pushing, that's going to come second, right?
And that,
quick.
Can I add something on that?
Yeah.
Also, if you go the entrepreneur route, what I've learned so far in my little 3 months of being an entrepreneur is that, for one thing, fast money and all money ain't good money. And yes, being an entrepreneur means the dollars come in slower, but at the same time, it's your gains are yours. Your achievements in your status growth, in your business growth, that's all yours. You benefit solely from that.
Right.
That's how I wanted to add.
Absolutely. In addition to that, you gotta understand that when you're building your product and your service, and you're serving your gift to the world, you're serving whatever that thing that you believe to everybody. Know that you're going to deal with different types of people. You know what I'm saying? You're going to deal with people that are optimistic, and then you're going to deal with people that are pessimistic. So you're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, get to a point to where you just fight through it. You know, I read a book called I listened to an audio called Go for No. And that's the reason how, you know what I'm saying, you just go through all of the no's, because no is your journey to your yes. I mean, I've done so many different businesses, so many different entrepreneurial platforms. You're gonna did door-to-door sales, did multiple things. You know what I'm saying? I know that my yes is out here. I'm gonna hear a couple no's before I get to my yes.
Right.
Gonna pay my bills. My no is gonna build my character. You know what I'm saying? Gonna build that bulldog tenacity, so I can keep going. You know what I'm saying? Yes, your victories are yours. You know what I'm saying? And when you get victories, whether it's a small victory, a small check, you need to celebrate it like it's a big check, because what's celebrated gets repeated, number one. And grateful is the seed for more. So if you understand that the more I'm grateful for whatever I want to come, the more it's going to come. You know what I'm saying? It's just the spiritual principles, because success is both physical and it's spiritual. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Absolutely is 90. Me personally, I believe is 90% spiritual, 10% physical. When it comes to success, I believe in praying like everything depends on God, but working like everything depends on me. And
I like that.
When you employ that principle, you get amazing results, amazing results. And me and my wife now, 11 years network marketing. She's been off of her job a little bit over a year and a half, because we had the vicissitudes of business, going the ups and downs of business. You know what I'm saying? Where either one of us had to go back and get a job, you know what I'm saying? Just so that we can put food on the table to provide for our two kids, while we had the vision of having our own. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact that you said that you wanted to, you have a job right now, but you know that this is not something where you plan to be, you know what I'm saying, years from now. It's okay. Most people, that it's all about mindset. Some people, they look at their job as just on bills. They look at their job as journey of the broke. You're looking at your job as, this is jumping off my business. Like, this is the money that I'm going to use to get me where I need to go. You see what I'm saying? So you get yourself in that, just have that perspective of, this is not my final destination. I always actually have to ask people, if you looked at the person that's been at your job 10 years longer than you have, is that the lifestyle that you want to live 10 years? Right. And if the answer to that question is no, then you unconsciously made a decision that you need to do something different.
They're looking depressed and angry and upset at their life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you just understanding that you're in a position where, especially when my man just said words are magic, that's why it's called spelling.
Yeah.
Manifest. Absolutely. Manifest what you want. Manifest what you want.
And the big part about manifesting is once you visualize and once you ask the universe or God or whatever, however you feel life is, then you got to put in the work. Mm-hmm. Like God or the universe or whatever, they're going to give you the path to take, but you got to start walking. You can't just say, oh, I want this, I want that, and never do anything about it, or be too scared to take that leap, because the only bad idea to me is one that somebody hasn't put effort on. Mm-hmm. That's the only bad idea.
Manifesting is very, very, very important. Meaning that you gotta have what you want in front of you. You have to have a vision. Like, I have a vision like right here next to me on my wall. I don't know if you guys see that. It's my family, my kids, me, my kids, and my wife. I believe has a check for $1 million. It has letters that was wrote to me. It has a dream home that we want. It has the vacations that we want to go to. It has all that. Like, and then even behind me, it's a big $1 million check over there. Because I feel like this is the idea that we can actually go over $1 million. Mm-hmm. We have different things, even in my bedroom. This is my office. In my bedroom, we have our goals. I have my trading rules. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff is right there where I can see it. So manifesting is very important because your mind thinks in pictures. Your mind doesn't think in words. If I say black goat, you're not going to look at the words BLACK GOAT. You're going to immediately picture a goat. So if your mind sees in pictures, you just got to put what you want. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's fake. So if I'm consistently looking at $1 million, that's what I'm manifesting in my world. Because if it knew what was real and what was fake, you wouldn't cry when you go to movies, even though you know it's fake, right?
Right.
See something that's emotional, you're like, dang, that's pre-planned. I know that they recorded it, but the subconscious don't know what's real and what's fake. This is how you can actually even be when you sleep and somebody chasing you in your sleep, or you fall into your sleep, you wake up, your heart beating fast, like that was fake. But like, if you in your situation and you just like, you know what, I'm gonna put what I want around me, a vision environment around me. This is what I'm manifesting. This is what I'm attracting into my world. And you just got to understand that those are spiritual principles.
Yeah. And also, I think that's why it's very important to keep your circle positive, because while you're trying to manifest and while you're trying to make stuff happen, you can't have anybody who's going to put doubt in your mind or tell you that it's not going to work. Like, all that's going to do is just stop you from becoming the person that you were born to be. So you have to make sure that your circle is positive and either trying to do the same thing or want something better for themselves. Because other people's doubts and fears about if they could accomplish it will drag you down every time. Hold on. Vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just passes the time. Vision with action can change the world. Biggest facts of the night, Gus. That boy Gus, he's spitting in the chat.
You're absolutely right on that.
So let's talk about Black Wall Street for a second. I have a short video that I would like to play, and then we can get into it because that IG account is where I got introduced to you. Okay. So let me play this video real quick for the people, and we can get into that.
Nerds.
In the late 1800s and early 1900s, many African Americans moved to Oklahoma to get away from the racism and prejudice of the southern United States. For a chance to start over in a more friendly place, African Americans came to wagon, horse, train, and on foot to settle in the city of Tulsa, Oklahoma, in an area called the Greenwood District. By 1921, Greenwood had become a successful district for African Americans. No whites lived there or did business in the area. Around 10,000 blacks had homes in Greenwood. The businesses owned and ran by African Americans were very successful. Wealthy African American businessmen, doctors, lawyers, realtors, and other professionals called the Greenwood District home. Banks, churches, stores, newspaper publishers, hotels, theaters, a post office, libraries, schools, and airports thrived in the area. Greenwood was the wealthiest black community in the United States. It earned the title Black Wall Street, a name given to mimic the United States financial district in New York City named Wall Street. Late in the month of May 1921, an African American by the name of Dick Rowland was accused of attacking a white female elevator operator. He was later cleared of the crime, but not before the newspaper, the Tulsa Tribune, published a story about the accused attack. On May 31st, an angry mob of white men armed with guns decided to kill Dick Rowland when he was released from jail. A group of African American men heard of this plan and also went to the jail to protect Dick. An argument started between the two groups and a gun went off. This started a violent riot. Whites flooded into Greenwood with the intent of destroying it and killing African American men, women, and children. On June 1st, military troops were brought to Greenwood to stop the violence, but by then, 1,000 African American businesses and homes were wiped out. The American Red Cross estimated that over 300 people were killed and 35 city blocks were destroyed by fire. The Tulsa race riot was the worst riot over the issue of blacks and whites in the history of the United States. After the riot, Greenwood was rebuilt 5 years later and became a famous place for jazz and blues music in the late 1920s. For many years, the details of the Tulsa race riot were kept out of the history books, but in the early 2000s, a study revealed the facts. In honor of those affected by the violence, scholarships have been given to the descendants of the African Americans who survived the riot, and memorials have been built to honor those who were killed.
All right. That was making me upset more. That was going on. But what do y'all think about the whole story of Black Wall Street? Kim, how do you feel about that?
Okay, so there was supposed to be nothing but black people there, right?
Yeah, I mean,
How the fuck did a white woman just appear in a building? Is she was she even supposed to be there? It was like,
well, you know,
I already know the story, but sometimes this particular question has mixed answers every time.
I just feel like historically, white women have put black men in dire situations, like whether that's just something that's always happened that I've never agreed with. So I think it was just another case of that.
It could have been a lie. At this point, it's a lie because I'm just like, so why is she even there? It's not your territory. So it could be a different story. But I already know the whole Black Wall Street situation. It's kind of, I'm pretty sure we all do at this point.
At least we should. Yeah. Dia, what do you think about that? How did that affect you in you going about your business?
It's sad considering that, you know what I'm saying, you see a group of people that want to just, you know what I'm saying, just want to live within their own comfort zone, pretty much. And not only live, but live well because they created businesses and things of that nature. And all of a sudden you see something that they said was proved to be not accurate as far as her being attacked. It said it, you know what I'm saying? But then you have a group of white guys that want to come and kill the black dude, David. I mean, his name is David, right?
I believe so. Yes.
And then you got a race war that breaks out. But then all of a sudden you got these people start burning down the city and stuff like that.
Right.
No, you gotta ask yourself, you know what I'm saying? If stuff like that happens, like where does Red Cross, where does the government, you know what I'm saying, to rebuild what was destroyed?
Exactly.
Where do those things step into place?
You heard what they said. They buried it. They tried to take it out of history.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And uncover it. So
you know, they want if the thought pattern is the only thing that we were known for was being slaves and not overcomers and not building. If that narrative never gets exposed, then we only have to believe the narrative that's told to us every single year. You know what I'm saying? And that just puts us in a situation where we don't believe in being CEOs, believe in being a boss. I don't like the word, but being a CEO, because they don't see a blueprint. They don't see that you can actually be, because somebody in Black Wall Street had a business with less resources and less less technology, less advancement than what we have right now. They did it. They made it happen. So very much something can happen here. You can, in the land of capitalism now, in the land where it's not quote unquote as violently riots and fires and stuff like that. You should be able to do the exact same thing that they did and do it better now, because
protection.
I agree. I woefully agree with that. One of the things that people have argued with me is actually they don't like the idea of segregation, resegregation.
I don't believe that either, because go ahead.
Well, no, I'll let you expound and then I'll say the second half.
I don't believe in segregation because I know that you can have the white dollar, have the Hispanic dollar, have the Asian dollar coming into your business, and the black dollar coming into your business. Just like the white people have every single one of the different cultures coming into their business, frequenting their business. That's how they're getting wealthy. You know what I'm saying? They don't just have only white. These are only white only guys. This is not a situation. You know?
The only argument I have against that is the fact that legally they don't. But how many black stores do you see in Asian towns? How many black stores do you see in affluent white neighborhoods?
How many
it's
black
because
stores?
it's not as explicitly said that y'all can't have it here, but they make it virtually where you can't. You know.
My thing is this: there's not one building that a dollar can't buy. If you got the right amount of money, unless it's just like a landmark or whatever they call them, you know what I'm saying? But here's the thing: when you talk about how many black businesses do we see in Chinatown and all that, like how many black businesses do I see in a black neighborhood? You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I'm saying that's my point. When we go in the neighborhoods, all we see are Arab-owned liquor stores, white-owned grocery stores. I would say Arab gas stations or Indian gas stations. We don't have anything. We don't have anything. So we have barbershops and
we got stuff that's going. We got stuff that's going. It's just not enough. It's not enough advertising for the stuff we do have going. I'll put it that way. Because we do have black-owned, you know what I'm saying, a gas station I know of. We do have black-owned nail salons, you know, not all of them just Oriental. But here's the deal. Our ego has to drop down so our bank account can come up. there's not a lot of black women or black men, whatever the case may be, want to just do nails like that. You know what I'm saying? Now I do know some cold black nail techs now.
Yeah.
I have one on my team. She raw, you know what I'm saying, at doing nails. But the thing is, like, you gotta ask yourself, you know what I'm saying, what is the egos of those different positions that we're talking about? Like, to own a corner store or to be in a corner store, you know what I'm saying, as a job. Like,
that's about 24 hours. You're gonna be in that bad, baby.
Like, how do you feel? What is your ego when it comes to doing that? What is your ego when it comes to a liquor store? You know what I'm saying? What is your ego when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, different restaurants and stuff like that? Are you consistently, what are you spending your money on? You know what I'm saying? Because all of these things take money. You know what I'm saying? We got to see what is it that we spend our money on. We spend our money typically, is money and education, two things. Money, number one. We spend our money on looking rich versus being rich.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear about everybody as an investor until it's time to put money up, right?
Trust me.
Nobody wants to really put money up when it comes to doing something business wise or investing in something that's going to be what's called delayed gratification. Nobody wants to do that. So you got to ask yourself, you know, with where we are, is it with the money that we've had, we could have did a lot more with that. You know, we could have did a lot more with that. Then education. We're not, you know, black people are some of the most, the credit situation in black people are like the lowest. You know what I'm saying? Business credit. We're not taught or educated on business credit, business loans.
Right.
Yeah.
Being how to have a C corp or S corp or LLC, or, you know what I'm saying, a different type of corporation where that's a legal entity without a soul, that if you was to pass, the business doesn't pass, it'll be passed down to your next generation. And where you stop at is where they started. You have, you know what I'm saying, you're not educated on a broad spectrum. And that's what I do. That's what, you know what I'm saying, we do daily, is make sure that people understand that money and credit, well, money and education is very important. Like,
so do you think do both of you think that a virtual Black Wall Street is possible? And what I mean by that is, like, if people made a network of Black business owners and that looked out for each other and brought clientele to each other's business and things like that, of that nature, do you think that could work?
absolutely.
And that actually wouldn't even have to be solely Black people. It could be other races that understand our value and don't just want our, you know, like, treat us with respect. I personally think it could happen too. Kim, do you think that would be possible?
Virtually, yes.
But not physically, not in like a physical.
We live in a virtual world and we're going towards it faster and faster. So of course we're so used to it. So it's not going to be hard. You know, we got people they do nothing but, you know, with this thing, make money off of it, or, you know, any kind of way. So virtually, yeah, I know what you're doing. Is there? Yeah, that's all I can say is yes. Hey.
Okay, I feel that. All right, y'all. Let's take a quick music break. I got somebody that's new out here. Johnny Rocket. Here we go.
I've been in a position it's out of our control. It's not like he wants to kill. He just doesn't want to die. You know what I'm saying? It's that situation where we are living in a war zone. It's not as easy as these people are making us think, but we just got some criminal ass.
I know they gonna hate me when they see me in the Benz. I know she gonna kill me if she catch me with a friend. I've been grinding all night out here trying to get it in. Getting it in, getting it in, getting it in. I came from nothing, nigga, can't never forget it. It's a young black nigga trying to make it out the trenches. I started from the bottom, but that ain't where we ending. I try to tell them, but they seem to never listen. They seem to never listen. Don't mind me, please mind your business. I seen a path of sin, and I swear to God that they tripping now. I swear to God I'm on my own now. If you depend on anybody for anything, you on the wrong route. She tried to say I wasn't shit. I told myself I promise I would never fall in love again. Hey, but it's crazy as it sounds, that ain't crazy as it get. I found myself falling hard for the Benjamins. I can't fuck with these hoes. The next bitch I fuck with is relationship goals. We setting goals from. In the streets it's hard to find loyalty. No one loyal to you. Do so much for them, they get sold to you. Catch you in the Benz, riding solo dolo, fucking with these people. People normal, they be doing like every night we toast. And thank God that we young. We came a long way from doing wrong. I know they gonna hate me when they always in the crib. I pray to God they leave my niggas free that's in the pen. I pray to God this ain't never pretended. I'm round around with the 40 extended. I know they gonna hate me when they see me in the. I know she gonna kill me if she catch me with a. I'm run around solo when the mother. Ooh, I know they gonna hate me when they see me in the Benz. I know she gonna kill me if she catch me with a friend. I've been grinding all night out here trying to get it in. What you doing? Get it in, get it in, get it in. I came from nothing, nigga, can't never forget it. It's a young black nigga trying to make it out the trenches. I started from the bottom, but that ain't where we ended. I try to tell them, but they seem to never listen. I try to tell them, but they seem to never listen.
All right, y'all. That's Johnny Rocket with My Own Now. I liked it. I like the flow. The message. I like some of the message. I don't really like calling women viewers, but I liked it. What did y'all think about that track?
Story coming out, man. Yeah, like you said, same thing. I don't agree with 100% of the message. Still promoting violence as far as rolling around with the 40 extended. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. You need protection around here.
Yeah.
Because people be interested. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody wants to see you make it.
All right.
But definitely great song. Great song because like the beat, like the vibe. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just one-sided, colorful talk. It was good.
Says he has a nice flow, but a lot of his lyrics are contradicting. But don't get me into music criticism mode. That's funny, Kim. What do you think about? What do you think about that?
Well, the whole song in general just not my taste. Y'all know, you knew that. So yeah.
Well, all right. Just
my bad.
Keep pushing out music. Okay, so what is the winner's circle?
That is, you about to make me light up. All right, so the winner's circle is also, I hate music videos just for the sake of having a music video. Nothing really made sense.
Oh my God. Sheesh. Okay. All right.
So the winner's circle is a group. I listen to a lot of motivation, right? One of the gentlemen I listen to, his name is Les Brown. He said, in life, there are three types of people. Those that they're winners, they're quitters, and then there's those people who haven't found a way how to win yet, right?
All right.
I was creating this organization. I said, let's go ahead and focus on those people who haven't found a way how to win, hook them up with people that's already winning, and let's create what's called a winner circle. So the winner circle today, what we do is we focus on two things. Number one, we make money on our phones every single day in the market, Sunday through Friday. That's when we're making money on our phones. And then we teach people how to do the exact same thing. We're trading in the foreign exchange market. Most people don't know about it. Most people are now starting to come in contact with it because you got, just being real, young black people that's being very, very loud on social media about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an industry, man, that is that's very, very, very large. The stock market does $22.8 billion on high as $30 billion a day in volume. FOREX does 6.6 trillion to as high as $7.3 trillion a day. And for anybody that doesn't know numbers, it takes 1,000 billion to equal 1 trillion, and it does 6.6 trillion a day. So it's larger than any other market there is on the planet. It's made up of banks, hedge funds, governments, big retail traders, and insurance companies, right?
All
so
right.
We actually are part of an online learning academy, and we just been trading for the last 3 years now, teaching other people to do the exact same thing.
What is that called?
The I Am Mastery Academy. It went through a rebranding of the name. At first, it was known as iMarkets Live, IML for short, but it's called I Am Mastery Academy.
Okay. So let me ask you this: You have an event coming up soon, right? Correct.
I have an event. Yeah, I have another event coming up. Well, we always have an event. I have an event tomorrow here in Houston. It's called Wealth Code. I have, well, that one right there, that's Train the Trainer. Train the Trainer is that's for people who want to build the business. So it's two sides to what it is that we do. The first side is us actually trading, right? The second side is building a network and being paid off of that network. And so most people don't know how to build the network. And so that's what we do. We focus on showing people how to build a network. And that's me, my wife, and then my mentor, David, I'm an ETA. And we're going to be doing a boot camp on how to actually how to build a network.
And how much is it to get into?
Early bird tickets are going to be $85. It's going up to $120. That's March 15th. So you're going to learn about 11 years of information that we've learned from this experience. And that's going to be taught there. David is the best when it comes to teaching on belief. I don't know anybody better, really. When he gets into his bag about belief, it's just amazing. Like, to see exactly what he's been able to do over the last short period of time, 3.5 years, it's been amazing to watch. You know what I'm saying? But not only watch, I had to get my piece as well. This gentleman, literally, I was a photographer and cinematographer. And before I was a trader, before I got this information, he gave me a call. When he gave me that call, he was like, hey, listen, I seen a video that you did for a homeboy of mine, and I want you to do a video for me because I'm about to make a transition. Now, mind you, David had made $8 million in 6 years doing another business. He actually was doing a company called Organo Gold. They just sold coffee and stuff like that, teas, a hot beverage company. And I was like, bro, what are you about to do that's going to allow you to quit $8 million in 6 years? Because you got to understand, that's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? The majority of people, they say that 50% of Americans make less than $50,000 a year. Mm-hmm. So that means that if somebody wants to make $1 million, they got to work 20 years. If they have a $50,000 salary, they work 20 years, they make $1 million. For him to do 8 million in 6 years is a lot of money. So he said that what I'm about to do, I feel I'm gonna be able to make $1 million a month. I said, Jesus. I had nobody in my circle talking about making $1 million a month.
Right.
I said, so what is it that you're doing? He said, I'm gonna give you a wealth secret. He says, successful people position themselves in front of trends before they become obvious to the masses.
All right.
This next move that we're about to get into, this space of investing, it's a game changer. So 2016, it was the latter part of 2016 where he actually hired us to do that video, and we didn't get started, However, in 2017, February 2017 is when we got started. Now, David didn't make $1 million a month in 2017.
All right.
He didn't make $1 million a month in 2018. However, in 2019, he did 10.2 million. That's a 1.8 million short of his goal. Now, that's okay. To almost make $1 million a month and you said it, and then you put the work in, and then to do it is just powerful. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The winner circle is a group of people who are trading in the foreign exchange market, making money every single day. And we have 9 total traders that see the market how I see it, or see it slightly different than I see it, different strategy than I see it. They call out trades every single day. They kind of it's like a money text message. So think about getting a text message to your phone of a trade to get into. It takes you 45 seconds to put that trade into your app. And then you can go back with whatever job you have, and you're making money while you're working. You're doing whatever you're doing. So that's what the winner circle is.
So how do you typically earn money? Because you said like you're doing the if I'm not mistaken, you went through the Mastery Academy.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So the Mastery Academy, this is what it does. It takes you steps. You know what I'm saying? Entry level on how to go about learning the foreign exchange market, because this is a new language. Investing is new, so you got to learn the language so that you can understand what's going on in the market, right? What's a pip? What's Fibonacci? What's an uptrend, downtrend, retracement, consolidation, all that good stuff. You got to learn what that stuff means in the market. So it's 2-minute videos, 3-minute videos, very simplistic, broken down videos to get your knowledge up when it comes to that topic. Then you have the 200 series that takes those building blocks and then shows you how to actually apply those things in the market. Then you have the 300 series that takes it into mastery courses. So we went through that. If anybody's ever binge watched anything before, you can get through the entire academy in a weekend, really.
All right.
That's the first thing. The second thing is they have what's called the Go Live sessions. Go Live sessions happens with people that have made 6, 7, and 8 figures from trading, right? They show you their style, just like you showing your screen, you sharing your screen.
Yes.
They're doing the exact same thing, but they're showing you actual charts, right? And how they look at the charts and what their mindset is when they're looking at certain things on the charts, and they're making money just from those moves in the market. And then the third thing is my most precious tool, which is called the web scanner. Web scanner is how we made money. We've created our own strategy off of it called Sensei. And right. Literally been making people hand over fist money. We've recently had a girl that's been trading with us for about 17 months now. She took $100 to a little bit over 21,000 in less than 30 days, and she's been killing it. She's been killing it. So she's been using our strategy from the team.
Now I have to ask you this, because when I was doing, before I say this, you seem like a very well-spoken, intelligent, and spiritual man. So I'm not trying to be offensive, but when I was doing my research about I Am Mastery Academy, it's a lot of allegations of scamming. That it's a pyramid scheme, and I want to I'm going to read off two definitions, and then I want you to explain the difference between what y'all doing in a pyramid scheme, because from the articles, like I'll show you before I get to talking. Let me show something real quick to everybody. Hold on. Okay, all I did was type in Mastery Academy. I hope everybody can see that. And is IML a pyramid scheme? Is I Am Mastery Academy a scheme? Is it a pyramid scheme? scam. So I'm going to read off what the difference between network marketing and pyramid scheme. You already touched on it a little bit earlier, but I would like to read it off and then you tell us the difference, please. Network marketing, person-to-person sales by independent representatives, requires you to build a network of business partners or salespeople to assist with lead generation and closing sales. And pyramid scheme, a salesperson in top tier can make the most money on commissions from lower tiers. The lowest earns the least. The company makes money by selling expensive starter kits. So I want to know what's the difference. What's the difference between your network marketing business and the pyramid scheme?
So the definition of, you said that the person at the top is making the most money while the people on the lower tiers are not making money.
Correct.
A job, bro. Like CEO makes all the money, and the people that's the employees are not making as much money as the person that's at the top. That is just
that's no doubt. That is no doubt. I said that's no doubt.
Right. So we have like I said, we have a service that's teaching people how to actually invest. You know what I'm saying? Like the part about it being a pyramid scheme, because you have different levels, is just because of where somebody is with the amount of people they've actually acquired as far as students or customers for the company. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. You have traditional ways of advertising. That could be TV commercial. That could be billboard. That could be newspaper ad. That could be, social media, whatever the case may be.
All right.
Television commercials cost money. People pretty much, they fast forward through the commercials these days after they recorded their favorite shows, or they're on Netflix and they don't have to watch a TV commercial. Right. If I actually say, you know what, we have a product, we have a service, we have this service called the I Am Mastery Academy. How do we want to get this great service to the masses? Somebody can say that, hey, let's go ahead and put it right next to My Baby Can Read and Investing for Dummies. We're going to put it right in the middle of that so people can understand that this is, who would read that? Who would really go and just pick it up? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When was the last time people actually went and got a library card and those are free? Most people don't even have a library card. People don't go searching for knowledge like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. So this product is not something that can just be put on the shelf, because this needs to be explained. You know what I'm saying? This product needs a voice, somebody backing it. So we got to pay people versus paying advertising commercial, or some like the things that you scroll past when you're looking at Mastery Academy. Like, if you used to go back to that, sometimes you got to understand that people.
Yes,
people who are in advertising, they know what people are looking for, right? So a lot of those things have been masked to the point to where, all right, I know for a fact that somebody's going to look up I Am Academy scam. So let me go ahead and title the article.
Hold on. Let me take this off, and I'll bring it back, because when I typed it in, I promise you I didn't put scheme.
No. I feel you. No, but I'm saying you got to understand how Google works, how AdWords work, right? So Mastery Academy, the top thing is scam, right? So click on this one that was September 26, 2019, the School of Financial Freedom.com, right?
Mm-hmm.
Click on that. So School of Financial Freedom.com. It sounds like it's somebody that's actually downing iMarkets Live and then is going to promote their own thing.
Well, let me see if they end up promoting.
About the founder, okay. Why I left IML. So, okay, go down.
Yeah. See, yeah, they didn't try to market themselves.
Where is it?
It's saying if you want to learn. You can take a look at one of my posts where I share my best FOREX trading tools. I took the time to find valuable products that can help
You know what I'm saying?
become a FOREX trader. For people who don't know, what is FOREX?
Forex is the buying and selling of currencies. Like right now, all right, let's just say me and you decide to go to Europe, right? When we get over there to Europe, their currency is the European euro, not the United States dollar, right? So we taking our United States dollars up there. We got $1,000 in our pocket. Once we get over there to Europe, we have to now exchange our money. Okay, so let's just say it's not the real amount, but let's just say it takes $2 US to equal €1 when we get over there. So they give us 500 euros for our 1,000 United States dollars. So when we come back to the United States, we now can't buy anything over here in the United States with a European euro. We have to change it back to the United States dollar. Are y'all following me so far?
Yeah.
All right. So here's the deal, though. Y'all been paying attention to the stock price, everything that's been going? You may or may not been paying attention to the stock prices as of today and yesterday. I mean today and Friday, but the stock market has literally been falling like crazy over the last 2 business days. So when we get back over here, the overall market has now gotten to the point to where the United States economy, the US dollar, is weak. So now it takes $4 to equal €1 because the US economy is weak right now. So now they give us, we got our 500 euro, they give us 2,000. So we got $1,000 profit. The only thing we did was buy a certain currency and exchange it back at different points in time. Well, most people feel like we gotta only do that. We can only do that when we go across seas and we go to what those currency exchange booths. No, you don't have to. You can do it right here from your phone. Right from your phone. You can actually make trades happen. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's a web-enabled device that you can download an app on, you can make money.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's the foreign exchange market. And so here's the deal. If you don't know what you're doing, you can lose a lot of money if you don't know what you're doing in the foreign exchange market. With what we've done is we've been in a position where we have learned. I've lost over $19,000 in the market. You know what I'm saying? Over $19,000 in the market. I then learned how to trade, and be consistent with it, to the point to where now I'm almost surprised if I lose. You know what I'm saying? We had a 90% accuracy. If a site has enough traffic, it will put it higher on Google's list. And unfortunately, that can be exploited with bots, which will then cause more people to click and generate more traffic. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. So it don't even have to be fast. And we seen on this last one, bruh said, you know what? I've actually found different ways of trading. You can click here and find those different ways of trading. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. We're just the biggest name in this trading game of teaching people that look like us and people that don't even look like us, teaching middle America how to actually trade. We're just the biggest name in the game. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we're easy targets. Like, you don't know all of the different Forex companies that's out there. We're just the biggest.
You gotta take down the giant first to get the treasure.
And the bad part about that is, if you've ever listened or read a book called Think and Grow Rich, the self-confidence formula, the fifth paragraph of the self-confidence formula. If everybody in business read that, they wouldn't be doing it. They wouldn't want to tear down somebody else's success so theirs can be
to boost theirs.
Yeah, no, because it goes against the spiritual laws, the spiritual principle.
Yeah,
come through, girl, come through. Yeah,
she went in the archives like, hold on, I got you.
Yeah. So it's very, very, very serious. If you go and check that out, it's powerful. Now, here's the question. Why would people call Forex a scam if people are making so much money? You know what is, I can share my screen on here too, right?
Yes, sir.
So, all right. this is what happened with me, man. Am I sharing? Can you see this?
Click. You have to. There we go.
All right, cool. So here's the deal. I looked up George Soros. You know what I'm saying? George Soros made $60 million in just over 18 hours back in 2013. And when I seen that, I was like, you know what? There's not nothing that I qualified for that can pay me this type of money, that I can make that type of money. You know what I'm saying? And when I don't care if it takes me 5 years, if it takes me 10 years to get to the point to where I can do this, just from knowing what charts are going, what's going on a chart, I'll be in a position where it'll change my life financially, and I can help other people get there. That's the part that people don't understand. That's the fulfillment part. That's the significance part. You feel like you're contributing. Like when I go into when I go into our groups, into like the Winner Circle Wealth Talk group, right? And I actually can see different people that's just changing their lives financially, right? I can go here. Hold on. Let me see. I can go into our groups and our photos and see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. I can come here and I can see, okay, somebody came in. All right, they had $108.18 profit in a day. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody that we helped change their life today. Somebody else, like right here, they made $48.50. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what people are struggling, how people are struggling financially. Somebody made $108.30 off of gold. You know what I'm saying? Gold dropped, and they took 50 cents per point. It looks like 5 cents, but it's 50 cents per point, and they turned 50 cents per point into $108.30. Jesus. So, you know, you got different people. You know what I'm saying? This right here is a big situation. Somebody has only $102.93 in their account balance. They took that and turned it right now. If they was to close out all these trades based off of when this was taken, it'll be $136.49. That's well over 30% growth on their money. You know what I mean? What time? Okay. That's well over 30% growth on their money, and they never, ever, ever are going to get that type of income anywhere on the planet. You got our girl Brittany. She took out $5,000 this past Friday, just so that because she took $100 for over 21,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different testimonies of people that's making money in our company, to where I'm like, how can people really say that it's a scam? You know, you can only say people are really hating at this point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the long and the short of that.
No, I appreciate your answer, and I appreciate you showing and proving with your own statistics. I only have a few more questions. I know you have to leave soon.
Mm-hmm.
I only have a few more questions. As a Black father, because you said you're married, right?
Yep.
And you have kids, correct?
2 9-year-old girl, 5-year-old boy.
Oh wow! Congratulations. Is building a foundation for your family your drive and why you do what you do, or is it more of you want to personally accomplish your goals?
Both. My kids are constant reminders that I have to go hard. My wife is a constant reminder that I have to go hard, because you know the Instagram cliche of I didn't come from a wealthy family, so a wealthy family got to come through me. Oh, yeah. You tripping? Why did you show me some Girl Scout cookies? Oh my! What you been? Wow, you petty. So but no, that's just like a constant, like people calling you dad, like it's weird. Like I can't believe, like I'm still saying it every day that I can't believe I'm a parent, bro. I'm a father. You know what I'm saying? Like that right there. What's the end goal? The end goal is the end goal is generational wealth. Absolutely. Like for my wife or my kids, they don't have to be in a position where they have to do something they don't want to do, but they have to do. You know what I'm saying? Like there are so many people that if they won the lottery tomorrow, they wouldn't even go to work. That means if money wasn't an issue, they would be living totally a different life.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my situation, where we can live the lifestyle we truly want to, not something that we just have to do.
Right.
Again, but the end goal, is generational wealth. I want to make sure my kids are good financially.
Yeah, that's very, very important. That's one of the things that I noticed our generation focused more on building a foundation more than our parents did, because a lot of our financial hardships come from the lack of teaching inside public schools and then in the home. So we were taught that we don't have McDonald's money, not how to make McDonald's money.
Yep. Absolutely.
My last and final question for you, then I'll let you go. How important is finances in keeping a relationship / marriage together?
It's the second reason why people get divorced. So it's one of the top 2 reasons. So the first one is infidelity, of course. The second one is finances. But I think like the reason why it's infidelity is because of finances. So kind of hard to say that.
All right.
But you have so many other problems become big when finances are stressed. You know what I'm saying? Well, if finances are tight, every other thing is a big problem. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been in a situation where finances was very, very tight, and we've been on the cusp of calling it quits. But because of mentorship and because of our spiritual foundation, it was hard for us to just literally separate, you know what I'm saying, and just go our separate ways. And then when money became better, we became so much more attractive to each other. You know what I'm saying? So just being real about it, not being shallow. It's just that we don't have as many problems as financial problems have created for us. So
eliminate the stress, get, happy
life. Right. So that's powerful. You know what I'm saying? Finances are really a big reason why people go to jail. That's the top 5 reasons why people go to jail is a crime they committed to actually earn money, and then the reason why people get divorced. So if we can eliminate the money problem, we can keep people out of jail, we can keep families together.
Man, that was the most perfect answer. What do you think about that, Kim? Think he on the right track, or do you have an opposing opinion on that?
Hey, I'm just
think he rocked it. Oh wow, he said the number 1 reason for divorce is marriage, but I digress. All right, yeah. I just wanted to tell you that I appreciate you coming on to my platform. You were a wonderful guest. I love the conversation that we had. You introduced a lot of important entrepreneur concepts that people can cling on to, so they can stop looking at themselves as workers and see themselves as leaders. I'll say not bosses, leaders. Is there anything you'd like to tell the people before you head out? And can I get your social medias and all that so they can follow you and
Absolutely. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm there full time. You can follow me on I am Mr. Better Than Amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen just so that you guys can see what that looks like. Here, Mr. Better Than Amazing. Can you see my screen?
Yep. You're good.
All right, this is what we're about right here. This is my daughter, family. This is my queen. This is us in London. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying? We live our life full time. This is my son and my daughter. This is trading at a 97% accuracy. But we train, we go around the world, doing what we need to do. This is me buying a Maserati. But I just want to go ahead and say it like this. I'm going to end this call like I end all my other calls. We'll see you guys at the top because the bottom is definitely too crowded. But we'll never look down on anybody unless we're willing to help them up. And always remember this, believing you can is way more profitable than believing that you can't. Peace.
All right.
All righty. Oh, go ahead, Kim. I'm sorry.
I wanted to apologize about my silence because, this isn't my topic. I don't know anything about finance. So that's why I'm not being the most talkative, you know, that I would want to be. But you know, that just it's just not my style.
Didn't you have something else you wanted to bring?
Yeah, and to the people, I promise you this will be my last time ever talking about it. The reason why I want to bring it up is because I do like to watch what I say or do, like, you know, so if I put out false information, not gonna forgive myself. So last episode, it's about the coronavirus. That's why I say it's the last time talking about it, because I'm over it myself, and I know you guys are too. But I wanted to go ahead and debunk something. Now, let me do this real quick. It was about the book, the novel.
Yep. That's been floating too. I done had seen like 3 or 4 people share that in my little circle on Facebook. So it's definitely gaining traction.
So let me know if you can see.
Yep.
Now, this is by Snopes. Now, the reason why I chose them is because they're like the only people, or the only, not people, they're the only
site.
Thank you. I said people like I know these people. I don't know why I did that. The first site that pretty much everyone's talking about so far that they've debunked. And so, and I want to bring them back because, like I said, I don't want to put out false information. So the novel talked about like, you know, here it is. You already see it. You know, the Chinese scientist Li Chen talked about Wuhan 400 outside of a city. You know, he just had the evidence of the virus itself. It was going to be a 2020 outbreak. Like, we already know this, but they've debunked that, of course. So and it wasn't, and what they were talking about. They didn't even. It was they actually figured out that it wasn't even talking about the coronavirus at all. Matter of fact,
but let me put this out there: just because the names in the locations are slightly different doesn't mean that it's not. It can't be, you know, the same situation.
That's the thing. They already said that it's not. That's the thing. So
you talking about the author?
No. Snopes himself is putting
no,
this.
I'm saying because Snopes like debunk things like that are scientifically accurate sometimes too. So I'm just saying, be careful. But
yeah, that's why I'm putting this out, because they're not incorrect with this. So I just wanted to say that they're not wrong. So that's
correct.
why I pretty much trust them with this whole thing. But
so pretty much just look out for misinformation.
Yeah, like what I did last time, you know, about the book and everything. You know, I didn't want to put information out there. I was just saying, hey, just be mindful. This is what I found. If you keep going, you might find some more information out there. So, you know, I'm pretty sure we're all not freaking out. We know it's pretty much like the flu. If you're just don't be low vibrational. This is actually the correct. What do you call it?
What?
I could say the name of the whole thing. The Gorky 400 is their correct one, but they don't really have any what is it? Because I have it on my notes as well. Matter of fact. Yeah, the virus is called Gorky 400, of course, and they don't really have that much reference. The book itself really don't have that much reference of Wuhan. So if you all they did was go a couple of pages, and there it was. So that's the information that, you know. Just don't be. Of course, just don't be scared. So that's all that I wanted to put out there.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to fearmonger because everybody knows or should know about false flag operations, and the way that it's looking, that's exactly what it is. All right. Well, we appreciate everybody who came and watched, and everybody who's been participating and commenting. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You know, we have merchandise. Who Asked You podcast merchandise and 747 angel number merchandise. So please hit my DMs. It's $30 hoodies, $20 shirts. Best quality they can be. as prompt delivery as I can do. So please follow us on Instagram. What's your Instagram name, Key?
It's the same one down here on my name. Everything is lowercase, of course. So it's right there, my name. If you want to follow me on Instagram. I did put pricing information for doing tarot, oracle readings, and birth chart readings, of course. So if you want one of yourself, you can go on my Instagram. They're the highlights of my story, so you're not gonna miss it. So
Right.
you send me a DM and I will do it. I do have some to do later on, so they're coming. But I would like to get more clients.
It's always good to be booked and busy. So the moral of today's episode is watch out for pyramid schemes, scammers, and sketches, and let's uplift ourselves financially and stop cutting ourselves out the equation economically. Kim, is there anything else you would like to add before we get out of here?
That's pretty much about it.
Oh,
stay safe.
Yeah. By the way, if you are an artist and you want your music video, because we roll that dice, we might have a Music Mondays pop up. So please, if you are an artist or you know an artist, it does not matter. It doesn't have to be rap, doesn't have to be R&B, it could be pop, indie, rock, it doesn't matter. Just all genres. Please send me your music and I will play this on there for free. If you are an entrepreneur yourself or a small business and you want your website to scroll across the screen, it's just $5. $5 to the Cash App. That's all you got to do. Or if you want your commercial played on here, it's just $10. Very cheap. Numbers are growing. Audience is growing. I got the best audience I feel on the internet. Very, very consistent. You guys show me and Kim so much love all the time. We appreciate it so much. So with that, I sound like, not to sound like Young Pharaoh, but with that being said, I would like you all to have a good night, and let's leave with light, love, and good energy. Till next time, peace.